welcome to An Inquisitive Crafter, episode 13. Yarn crawl, y'all. It has been a while. My name is Susie. I am coming to you from the Dallas area. I'm trying to look at the right spot of the camera. It's just staring off at me, looking at you. I am an orchestra teacher, middle school orchestra teacher, fixing to be on summer break one more week. So excited. The last time I podcast, I'm looking in my podcast planner journal given to me by my sweet sister Janice, and I'm using my ring light given to me by my amazing brother Jimmy. The last time my podcast was April 17th. I was a little bit disappointed. I didn't get very many views on that because I really loved that. I loved the gnome video at the end. Anyway, it's been a while and I have lots of things to catch up with you on. Yes, I think that's how you say it. So settle in with a beverage and some knitting or crochet. I have some coconut cream Dr. Pepper in my cactus cup that I won at a teacher. We were playing teacher bingo for Teacher Appreciation Week, and I love the color green, so was drawn to this immediately. And coconut cream Dr. Pepper is amazing. A coconut cream Dr. Pepper float with ice cream in it is amazing. My other favorite beverage currently, well, mostly I drink water. I drink 2 cups of coffee in the morning. Sometimes I drink a cup of tea at night, hot tea, but during the day I drink water. I try not to drink sodas, but I did want to try this Dr. Pepper because I love coconut and I thought it would be interesting. And I like to treat myself in the summer, and getting ready for summer, I think about, summer drinks. And since I don't really drink alcohol very much, other drinks are the way I float my boat, I guess. But the other drink I like is Fruit Splash. It's a cherry Canada Dry ginger ale. That's pretty good too. My favorite ginger ale is a green tea ginger ale that you can get up north. When we went to Maryland, I got it. And oh my gosh, that stuff tastes like honeysuckle. It's so good. But you can't get it in Texas. Even though Canada Dry ginger ale is a Dr. Pepper product, and the Dr. Pepper plant is here in the Dallas area, but you can't get it in Texas. So I'm sad. It's too expensive to ship here. I really want it. I don't know that I'm ever going to go there again. I really want it. Dreaming of ginger ale. Anyway, okay, this is a knitting and crochet podcast, so let's get down to business. Okay, so what I finished is my first, I think it's my first YouTube tutorial, not mine, one that I watched. I didn't write down who did it. I'll post it in the show notes. It was the Easy Fishnet Sleeves / Shrug, and I was working on my daughter had a big choir show coming up, and she wanted a shrug, a black fishnet shrug to put over, just a cropped one that just comes down to here, and then long sleeves. And so I thought, well, I could whip that up. So I bought some yarn and I was working on it. And it was the Oh My Goth pattern. I can't remember who that's by. But I bought that pattern, I was working on it, and maybe I'm not the best judge. I didn't think it was very well written. I couldn't understand how to construct the shoulders. I did not understand. I needed more pictures, more charts, more something to tell me how to construct the shoulders. So I got the front and back parts done, and then I didn't know how to do the shoulders or start the sleeves. And I was running out of time, and so I went on the internet, YouTube, and found this shrug pattern, and just went with some Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in black, and it flew. But then I ran out of yarn. I finished this in like 2 days. I ran out of yarn, and so I was using just what I had, which was Red Heart, don't know what it's called, the regular red heart that I had when I was, because I was working on it using that. I use that for stuffies, for stuffed animals and things, and for my Ruth Bader Ginsburg pattern that I'm working on. And not my pattern, sorry, not my pattern. The contrast between the I love this yarn and the red heart was shocking, and it wasn't very good. So she didn't use it. It was a little too tight. I should have made a larger size, but I'm gonna make another one. I have more yarn in different colors. She wants a different one, and I'm gonna try a larger size and see if she likes that better. I think it was just user error. I mean, for the Oh My Goth pattern, it was probably user error. I mean, it was user error. I didn't know what it was doing, but I would have liked that to work because I bought it. Anyway, I don't have a picture of that right now. I'll try to put one up on my project page when my daughter gives me one. She's a teenager, so who knows when that's going to happen. That's the only thing I have finished. This is the end of the year. It's been concert season, contest season. I've had concerts and contests with my kids. My daughter, who is a senior and in 3 choirs and band, we've just been to concerts out the wazoo, and I am tired. I am teacher tired. They say there's no tired like teacher tired, and that is true. I think the combination of the end of the year and menopause, maybe, I'm just tired. So anyway, I haven't finished anything. I have not been working on a whole lot. I've been reading quite a bit, but the mojo hasn't been there too much. Actually, it's guilt. It's been there, but I have guilt because I have not finished that Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I bought this, what is this called? Loom light, over the neck light, so I could use it with black yarn because our living room is not lit up super well, and I don't like to turn all the lights on to light it up really well, and I thought that would help, and it worked until I had to charge it, and I can't charge it. It won't charge. It lights up like it's charging, but it doesn't charge. It doesn't turn on. So I'm real disappointed. I have another one that's just like when I bought it. What's that place? Academy. I bought it at Academy, and I guess it's for reading, like if you're a hunter or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's battery operated. This other one was charging operated, and I like that better because the other one eats up batteries a lot, like really, and I don't want to keep buying batteries. That's wasteful. Messing with my bangs, my fringe, and anyway, but we've gotten floors done. Our floors, the carpet torn out and floors put in, and everything's packed up still. I don't know where everything is. I'm not a good packer. I'm more of a good thrower, like chunker, crammer. That's what they call me. I'll put that on my business card. Hey, I'm a crammer. All right. Anyway, so I haven't finished the Ruth Bader Ginsburg because it's all black yarn, and I don't work very well in black unless it's morning, and I've been going to work instead of sitting around crocheting. So I haven't worked on it, and I have guilt. So since I can't work on that, I don't want to work on anything because I really want to get that done. I wanted to get that done before school was out so that my student could have it. And I don't know when his school gets out, but he's also an orchestra teacher. But it's not going to happen. Do the best I can. But anyway. But today I worked on Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She is in this amazing bag that I got from a student for Teacher Appreciation Week. It has S for Susie. I love my name. I love my initials. I don't know, I'm weird about that. So I finished both legs. Here she is, if you've forgotten what she looks like. She doesn't look very good right now because she looks scary. But I finished both legs and I finished both hands. Now the thumbs I'm a little bit disappointed in because it says in the pattern the thumbs will just curl. And I think they're supposed to look kind of like that. But right now they look like that. Like, what is that? That's the scariest thumb up. Looks like an alien with one ear. So I may have to, I don't know what I'll do with that. But it didn't sew up like it was like a roll up like I thought it was supposed to. But I finished both the arms, I finished both the legs, so now I have the jacket, the robe to work on, which I was off on fire to work on this morning because the light was so good. I woke up so early. My son goes into work at 6. No, I had to pick him up from work at 6 this morning. And so I just stayed up, and the house is quiet, and I watched the sunrise. I drank my coffee, I watched some YouTube, and I was crocheting away. And then, bam, I couldn't find the size 3 yarn that I needed to work on the robe. But I did find, finally, the Patton's Grace yarn that I was using to make the Oh My Goth pattern that I did not finish. I've got to finish ripping it out. I'm not going to finish that, but I like the stitch pattern. I'm just not going to finish the project. Anyway, I'm going to use this to make the robe, and then I have enough brown to make the hair, so I'm good to go. And she's got green earrings. I definitely have green because that's my favorite color. And then I don't know about I'm conflicted about the neck lace thing that she wore. You can crochet your own with thread, and that's not my favorite. I don't know. I'm worried I won't block it right, or it won't look good. And you could also buy like a lace, like just buy some lace to put on there. I might do that maybe, but I don't want to buy anything. I'm so broke. Anyway, so that's future me problem, not podcast me problem. Okay, the second thing I've been working on are my solar eclipse mitts, which are called the Friends mitts by, oh, I wrote down who these are by, but not in here. Ooh, doorbell. I think we're getting food in. Anyway, I don't know who they're by, but it's in the show notes. So I finished one. I showed you that except for the thumb. I was all proud of the way I used these little clippies for my thumb. These are helping me out with my stitch counts, and I'll put them on these. So I worked on it a little bit, and I've gotten down to here on the second mitt. This is using, I can't remember, Madeline Tosh Shadows Embrace is the colorway. This is Madeline Tosh Farm Twist, and I love this. Purchased this at GG Knits. It is the Solar Shadows Embrace, so it's the Solar Eclipse colorway, since we were in full totality here for the solar eclipse that happened, and this is gorgeous. Gorgeous. So I've worked on that a little bit. I'm not in any hurry for this because it's a project for a Christmas present. And I really need to get this Ruth Bader Ginsburg out. I have worked a little bit on my contrast blast socks in my splash pad party bag. We're not having splash pad party this year. I'll talk about that later. I have finished one, oh, got a stitch marker issue. I finished one sock in its entirety, but haven't blocked it. And then I'm working on the second one, and this is where I am. So I haven't worked on this in a few weeks, but I have worked on this since the last time I talked to you, so I thought I'd bring this up. It's a good pattern. I just have to look at it all the time, so it's not good sock knitting, like to watch TV in, unless you're not paying attention to the TV, which I frequently do not pay attention to the TV. What I am happy about it though is Crazy Sock Lady is doing her, what is that? Crazy Sock Lady is doing her summer sock camp, and whips are allowed, so I'm going to finish this in summer sock camp, which starts on the 24th. Friday? Yay! So I'm glad about that. Okay, put that over there. Ooh, sorry. Let me reassemble myself. I would love it if you felt inclined, those 29 people that are watching, if you would comment below, like, do I talk too fast? Do I talk too slow? Am I talking too much? What would you like to hear from me? Make some comments. I would love to know what you think. Okay, I've worked on my Gnome News is Good News by Sarah Shira of Imagine Landscapes Designs. I can show this pattern because she has completed it. It's a mystery knit along that ends June 16th, I think. And I'm not done. I'm on clue 3, I don't know. So I'm working on my, what are these called? DPNs from, oh shoot, I can't remember, but they are not in business anymore. So I thought it was great I got DPNs. My daughter's putting dates up on our shared calendar. But I got DPNs from this company that's no longer in business, so that was really good. But anyway, here is what I've done so far. I'm working on the hat. I've done the, what do they call this, a weft? I don't know, this little floofy thing. And have I completed anything else? Like I said, I can't remember. It's been so long. Oh, I have a couple of, I have his feet done. That was funny looking at what people thought these were going to be, like bunny ears or something, because it was around Easter. There you go. His feet are done. I made a mistake right there, but I don't care. It's cute. I wish the green was more lime, like bright lime, but I think this is pretty interesting pattern. He's gonna be really cute. I don't like the beard that is given for the pattern, so I might change it because I saw somebody's finished project and they did a different beard, and so now I'm really intrigued. I don't know. We'll see. I think I've completed his nose already, maybe. But I'm gonna redo the nose if I have, because the beard, the pattern, the project I saw had a different color nose than the beard, and this pattern specifically has the same color nose and beard. Anyway, I mean, you don't care, but you will when you see it. Anyway, I need to finish this, but I've been, this has been taking a back burner. Plus, I have to count a lot, and I haven't been in the mood to count. I've been too tired. So, I'm just waiting, but I'm excited. I've worked on it some. It's been good. Have I worked on anything else? Oh, today I started, I'm sad my teacup fell apart, but I started a crochet, what is this called? Classic Yarn Cozy Light by Nitty Natty 11 Stitches. And I have done the bottom and a little bit of the side. I had this cute stitch marker. It came on a bracelet actually, and it was a teacup. And then the saucer fell off today. I don't know where the saucer is, so I'm kind of sad about that. But I mean, at least I've used it. That's good. I can always get more stitch markers. That's always fun. I'm using yarn. I don't remember what this is called, but I bought this yarn a long time ago at a DFW Fiber Fest, I think, or maybe a Stitches Dallas. But I bought it, and then I tried to wind it not the correct way, and it tangled up atrociously. I have it hanging because I used to wind yarn sometimes by hanging the skein, or I'd unwind, unwrap the skein, loop it around my neck, and I'd unwind, I'd go away. And it's not a good way. Don't try this at home. That's not a good way to wind yarn. I have a huge tangle hanging in my closet on a hanger that I think someday I'm gonna weave it out, like untangle it. I probably just need to throw it away, but it was precious yarn because it cost money. It was like one of the first yarn buys I bought where I realized that yarn could be $20 and $30. Who knew? Who knew yarn could be so expensive? Well, back then it was $20, but I didn't know yarn could be so expensive. But it was. One time I tried to wind a skein of yarn in my car driving. Well, I wasn't driving, I was at stoplights. That also backfired atrociously. Don't do this at home. I don't do that anymore, so rest assured, you're safe. Although I do sometimes knit at stoplights. Okay. I also worked on my Lord of the Rings Advent. I'm making granny squares. It's my 2023 Lord of the Rings Advent by Fiber Knit Works, but by Lisa. But I don't have those. They're in the car to show you. So I've completed a square. I'm working on another square. I'm trying to make a blanket for my husband with that, but it's slow going because I'm still not done with that Advent. Okay, I want to talk about my dream makes. Okay, I have one dream make that I want to make. I have 1,000 dream makes that I want to make, but the biggest one is my daughter's going off to college, and I really want to make her a blanket, plus I want to use yarn that I have. So I had purchased 2 years ago, the 2022 Advent by Suburban Stitcher, Diana Suburban Stitcher, who I've been praying for because she had a cancer scare. And I bought 2 of her Advents, so I feel like we're friends, even though we don't really know each other. I mean, I've talked to her in person once, and we've communicated, via social media a couple times. But I feel connected to her, and I've been praying for her, and so... Anyway, I want to work with her yarn because I have this whole Advent, and it's all kind of in pinks and not pinks. So I want to do, and that's my daughter's favorite color, I want to do the Crochet Advent Baby Blanket with that yarn. I think I got a full skein with that, and then I've got all the minis, and so I want to do that. Hopefully that'll work out kind of fast because she leaves for college in August. I haven't started yet. So anyway, I want to try that, and that'll make me happy that I'm using stuff, which that would be good because all my yarn now is in totes, and it's all sad because I'm not using it or looking at it. But okay, now let's talk about some life stuff. So the first thing, well, I'm gonna go not in order. We had Mother's Day here in the US last weekend. I had a very nice day, very low-key day. The Saturday before Mother's Day, we had my family's annual Mother's Day tea party. I made scones and Devonshire style cream, which everybody loves. It's so good. I make the cream at its cream cheese and sour cream and whipping cream and powdered sugar and vanilla, and it's really, really good. Highly recommend. I know you can also buy Devonshire cream at Central Market, but it's expensive. So this way you can make a whole lot and eat it. Anyway, so that tea party was really good. I'll put pictures in somewhere so you can see the food display. My inquisitiveness this time, I made turkey pesto appetizer bites with puff pastry. So you bake the puff pastry, and then, you cut the puff pastry in little squares, like about an inch and a half, maybe by an inch and a half, and then you bake it, and then when it's cooled, you just slice them. They slice real easy, and then you put a little bit of turkey and a little bit of, I was provolone cheese, what the recipe called for, a little bit of pesto, and then you put half of a baby tomato, grape tomato on the top, and then a basil leaf. And those were real cute and real easy, and they went. So that was pretty interesting. I love making stuff with puff pastry and with phyllo. So I was really happy to find that, and I would do that again. That was really good. It went real well with the tea party. We have gotten new floors. I'll put in a picture of my new floors. I love them so much. We had carpet that was, I enjoy carpet actually because it's soft on your feet. You don't feel like you have to wear shoes, so I'm struggling with the shoe thing. But the carpet was gross. I mean, it was old. So the new floors are beautiful. I'm looking at them now. They're like multi-gray color, and they're so pretty. I like it. Getting the floors was a pain in the butt. I did not enjoy that at all. But now they're here. Our house still looks like we were moving, but that's okay. Went on the North Texas Yarn Crawl 2 weekends ago. It was a 2-week event. My friend Rebecca and I went. We could only go the last day of the crawl, so we only made it to 4 stores, but we had a great time. We went to Knit Dallas, which is closest to me. We got we got some little stitch markers. Knit Dallas stitch markers. Knit Dallas's colors apparently are orange and pink, so I got a Knit Dallas bag. Does it say Knit Dallas on here? A Delicue bag. Yeah, it says Knit Dallas. Right there. So I got a Delicue bag. that I wonder if I could use at all those places where you have to have a clear bag. Do you think? I don't know. I'm going to graduation and I really want to take something to work on, but maybe I'll just take a clear bag. I'm scared. I don't want to throw it away. I also got Studio DK, no, Neighborhood Fiber Company, Studio DK in the color East Dallas. I thought that was really nice. And my bestie Rebecca really is in love with peachy pinks, like the salmony pink peach. And I was trying to, that's not my color at all. I do not like those colors at all. So, but I was trying to find, I want to make, is it Pacific Fiber Co. that has the doodle packs, and they have a baking doodle pack, and I bought it. And Rebecca is like a home ec teacher. I mean, it's a fancier name, and she does way more than just teach cooking, but she loves to cook, and I just thought that would be really pretty to have like a cow, or I don't know. She doesn't like, she gets hot really easy, so I don't know what I'm gonna make with her, but I want to try these doodle kits. So I was trying to find stuff that would work for that. So I love this. I thought this was really pretty. So this was the first thing I bought, and that's what I need to preface my yarn crawl with. I had a goal with my yarn crawl. That's what I wanted to do, was to just buy yarn for this project, because in the past I have just bought yarn like a crazy lady, and I don't use up all my yarn, and it's very expensive and beautiful, and I need to be using it before I buy more. And I just signed up for DFW Fiber Fest in September. What? So I need to get my act together. Anyway, so I was pretty proud of myself because I only bought one thing that wasn't for that project. And then, I mean, I bought some little stitch markers and things, and I bought a little mini skein to give to my swap partner for my, the dodgy bag Mal, to send off to her. But other than that, I just bought for the cow. So this was my first thing, and I like the way it's matchy, woo woo woo. All right, then we went to Yarn and You, I think was the second place we went. And at Yarn and You, I bought, how does this work? I bought, I think maybe this stitch marker came from Yarn and You. I'm not sure. But I bought some Mad Tosh Sport and Tosh DK in the Feels colorway, which is can you see it? It's a beautiful, like a dark purpley blue. And I was debating between a purple and a blue, and Rebecca picked this one out. She liked this one better. And then this one is the Tosh DK Natural. Now I know that Sport and Tosh, ignore that. That's just thread that holds the skein together for anybody in my family that doesn't knit or crochet. I know that Sport and DK are slightly different weights, but I don't care. I'm just trying this anyway. And these are all for the doodle cow that I want to make, that I'll put a picture in. Maybe, yeah. Hope I remember. Okay. So I thought this might show up with this yarn, and these yarns would show up to you. So that it's like stripes where you're doing this picture, and so the stripes need a contrast. So I thought that might work. Okay. And then we went to Fiber Circle, and at Fiber Circle, she gave us, Fiber Circle is a 2-story yarn place. Like, it's tons of yarn. It's overwhelming. So overwhelming. Fiber Circle, we got a nice little progress keeper or stitch marker. And then she gave us some cable needles, which I thought was really nice. And then I bought this counting chain. I have some counting chains from somewhere, I can't remember now who makes them. I wish I did, because I really like them. But these were bigger ones, and it was summer. So this is what it looks like to see the flamingos. I really had a hard time picking out what I wanted. I really struggled. I thought that looked summery and fun. The flamingos crack me up. And what you do is you put these, like you're on row 1, so you put this on your knitting needles, and then when you get back to this, you change it. I'm gonna be on row 2, and then on row 2, 3. So it helps you count. And you've got this, you could just attach it to your project also. Like if I was crocheting, I would just attach it with a stitch marker to my project. And then this has the little lobster clasp, and I could just move it to the row I'm on. So it's good for big projects that you're counting the rows, and maybe you have like a different pattern, different stitch that you're doing for every row. And I really like them. And they do get a little tangled up in your work, but I've used them. I'm making the habitation throw, and that one you do 10 rows. On the 10th row, it's a different stitch. So every 10th row is a different stitch. And that way I don't have to count, because I don't count knitting very well. And that way I don't have to. I just do what the chain tells me. So I really like these. And I was actually looking for this for something else, and I'm glad I found it. So now I know where it is. I also got, oh, and then we went to McKinney Knittery. Now I'm going to show you. McKinney Knittery has, well, McKinney, the downtown McKinney is the cutest little walk around neighborhood. And they got tons of great places to eat. McKinney Knittery is a really great store, but every store in the downtown area has a little like a gnome house, gnome door, tiny doors, that's what they're called. And so I took pictures of as many tiny doors as I could find, and I will put some of them up so you can see them. It's so cute. It's so much fun. I could just see going with the little kid and trying to find gnomes, looking for all the little doors. But I got a stitch marker from McKinney Knittery. I don't know if you could see that. I can't even read it, so I don't know if it's the right way. But, and then I bought this skein from La Bien Amie, Paris, France. So soft. And it is Merino DK in the color Fluoro Morganite. So I bought this because I thought it would pop with this, and it would pop with this for my cow. So I was really proud. And then there was a trunk show of Night Owl Fibers. I didn't get to talk to them because somebody else was talking like a lot. But I did get to look at their, oh, here's their little logo. And they have a podcast, which I haven't watched yet, but I'm going to. It's a mom and daughter. The mom designs, Brenda K. Poziel, I'm sorry I'm saying that wrong. She designs patterns, knitting patterns, and then the daughter dyes the yarn. This is Oceanfront Property in Arizona, which they said was a George Strait song, maybe. I don't really listen to George Strait very much, but I thought this was beautiful and it looked like the beach. And I was born in Arizona, so that works out. So that was my rando, because I thought, oh, you're having a truck show, I should participate. So that was the yarn crawl. We ate some great Mexican food. We went to a fantastic, not ice cream place, sorbet place? Gelato place. Oh my gosh, it was so good. 10 out of 10 recommend. For Mother's Day, my husband bought me some mustache yarn that I asked for. The Perfect Must Match set. It is in the Ashoka colorway. And then my son told me he bought me 2 more skeins of this. So he doesn't know I have this one. I didn't tell him. But I'm excited to have 3 because I want to make, there's a t-shirt, I can't remember what it's called, but it has stripes that run vertically across the top and then like a solid bottom. And I thought this would be perfect for that. So I'm excited about that. All right, my husband also bought me Princess General, aka Leah, which is also in the Perfect Self-Striping Sock by Mustache Yarn. Look at that colorway with the purple and the greens. So I mixed socks with this. I'm very happy about that. Thought that was really sweet. I love them. So that was really nice. And then let's talk about Yarnable. Okay, I know this is long, I'm sorry. Well, I'm not really sorry, I'm happy to be talking to you. Okay, my May Yarnable came. Do I have the thing? I'm keeping my May Yarnable in my bag that I got. I don't have the describer. Shoot. I think I put it in another bag. Oh well. I'll find it at some point. Did I stick it in here? Hold on, folks. Hold your horses. No. Did I put it in here? No. Pretty sure I didn't put it in here. Nope. Okay, I don't know where I put it. Oh, well. Anyway, my bag that I got for my swap partner, Zsa in New York. I don't know if she liked my bag because she's a quilter. Look, she actually says, look at this bag. Look at this bag. She has her little label. It's this way. Like, here's her label. It has a handle. It's a drawstring. And on the inside, it has a pocket. That cute. And a D-ring that has little scissors and some stitch markers. Like, oh my gosh. And then I just gave her my Jakey bag that I made with the stitching all wonky. So I don't know if she was thrilled with that, but I'm definitely thrilled with her bag. I love it so much. Anyway, I've been keeping my May Yarnable in it. My May Yarnable, the theme was Berry Citrus Bliss, and so it came with a raspberry lemonade fruit dip. So it was a powder that you mix with whipped cream, and you're supposed to mix it with cream cheese. And I didn't have any cream cheese, so I mixed it with some plain yogurt. And it was so good and so light and refreshing. It tasted really good with strawberries, and we did it with cantaloupe and pineapple, and it was yummy. And I brought it over to my parents' house for something. I don't know what, but we ate it. It was so good. It also came with Too Good Gourmet Lemonade Drink Mix. I have not made this yet, but I'm looking forward to that for the summer. And then the yarn, what's that? That's something else. The yarn, so I get DK, plush, what's it called, plush DK? Yeah, plush DK, and I get the contrasting mini skein, or the coordinating mini skein. So it came with grapefruit, that's the colorway. So can you see the spelling of grapefruit? G-R-A-Y-P fruit, grapefruit. So there's the gray. And then here is Berry Citrus Bliss. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, I admit I wasn't a fan of it when I opened it because I don't like these colors. And I thought, maybe I need to not get Yarnable anymore, but I do love getting the surprises. Wool and Women has a box that's more expensive than Yarnable, and I kind of want that, but do I need a project bag and all the extra stuff every month? I don't know. My husband got this for me, so. But I wasn't like, that is an interesting contrast to me, but the more I've seen it, I've watched 2 other unboxings of this, the more I love it. So I think I want everything to be green, and when it's not green or blue, then I'm mad. I need to get over that. So I need to embrace other colors. Otherwise, I am the stubborn crafter and not the inquisitive crafter. That's probably already taken to that name, so. Anyway, so those are those. That is that. All right, what else? So Boston Jen announced that they are not she's not having her splash pad party. Her mom and dad were in a horrible car accident. They're healing, but it happened at the time when she would be, finishing, like getting stuff ready for splash pad party. And she said it just wasn't feasible. And I completely support her. Family is the most important thing. I mean, all of these people that love her are still going to love her and do splash pad in the next year. So I totally applaud that, but I'm a little bit disappointed. But I also know I can just pretend I'm having it. So I'm going to pretend. I'm going to have pretend splash pad, and it'll be fun because I'm just going to make this way. I'm not constrained to make things like you could do whips with splash pad, but I don't know. I felt kind of free after she announced it. I felt free. So I don't know what that means. Just do what I want. Crazy Sock Lady is having her summer sock camp, and that starts this weekend. I think it starts Friday, the May 24th, and that goes through August. I don't remember. Love and Stitches, Knitting Daddy is hosting Sock Week. Shark Week. That's what I always sing to my husband every time I talk about it. And in looking this up, I was trying to see if they had information on their websites, if they had websites. And I was trying to find out information, and I couldn't find websites that I could link. But I did find out that there is a National Lost Sock Week. This year it was May 9th, so it's past. But on National Lost Sock Week, you're supposed to go through your sock drawer and say goodbye to socks that don't have a partner. I thought that was greatness. So I have to keep up with that for next year. All right, I have read a lot of books since we last spoke. I have read Entreat Me by Grace Draven and Phoenix Unbound, also by Grace Draven. These were fantasy books. Entreat Me was a Beauty and the Beast retelling that I thought was just kind of, like it wasn't my favorite. I didn't hate it, but I wouldn't run out and tell everybody to read it. But Phoenix Unbound was a little bit different. If I remember correctly, which maybe I'm not, Entreat Me had, oh yeah, it did. It had some sex in it, like quite a bit of it. And I always feel a little guilty reading that. Sometimes I want it and sometimes I don't want it. And all of my books seem to have it. That's the guilt. Good Catholic guilt there. But Phoenix Unbound didn't really have any. It was really interesting concept too. It was about this festival where every village has to offer up a sacrifice, a flower of spring. And it is a lady from your village who goes to be a one-night concubine for a gladiator. And then usually the gladiators die in the fights, in the week that follows, and the flowers of spring are all set on fire, burnt in a pyre, as a sacrifice. And it's supposed to give energy to I can't remember, the emperor or the city. I don't know. It was a weird thing. Well, anyway, this one gladiator takes this woman, but he doesn't want her for the traditional stuff because he's noticed that she has been coming to this year after year, and she keeps coming back, but she's disguised. And so that was interesting. That was really interesting. Like, it was interesting. And she has fire magic, but she pays a price every time she uses it. So she pretty much saves up this fire magic for this one night where she sacrifices herself because she knows she'll get out of it. And that way the ladies in her village, the girls in her village, are not sacrificed. She sacrifices herself and she's horribly damaged by it, but then she can do it again the next year. And so it was it's a horrible thing, but it was an interesting concept, I guess. And so I That book, I enjoyed that book. I read Legends and Lattes and Bookshops and Bone Dust, both by Travis Baldree. I had put off reading Legends and Lattes for a couple of years, I feel like, at least 1 year. I'd heard people say it was really good, that it was about like a ogre, orc, some kind of creature, that green creature, that is running a coffee shop. And I thought, oh, this is silly. Like the artwork for the book, I read everything on my Kindle right now, on my Kindle app, on my iPad. And the artwork was very cartoony, and I didn't think I'd want to read it. I thought it looked kind of silly, but I was really glad I read it. The second book I also enjoyed, but not as much as the first book. The first book I really liked, but I'm glad I read those. I read Speechless by Madeline Freeman. This was a book I got for free off of some website, and I'd never read it. And so I just thought, well, I'm going to read a book off my Kindle app, just read it because I've never read this. And this was a Little Mermaid retelling. It was really interesting. So I'm glad I read that. And it was different from Little Mermaid. It was more sci-fi-ish, well, fantasy-ish, but not like Disney fantasy-ish. I don't know. It was good. I was glad I read it. I don't know if I'll read more Morgan Freeman books, but Madeline Freeman, sorry, Morgan Freeman. Love Morgan Freeman. But I was glad. I like fairy tale retellings, so I'm very intrigued by those. I read The Night Island and Sleep No More by Jane Ann Krentz. I was really pleased with these, especially Sleep No More. Jane Ann Krentz also writes under, she used to write under Amanda Quick pen name, and I used to love Amanda Quick when I was in college and have read all of them. But what I've noticed about authors that write for a long time that are churning out like 3 books a year is once they are really well known, the publishers kind of say, okay, well, I'm not going to monitor you or edit you too much anymore because you're going to churn out money and you've been doing this for a long time, so do whatever you want. And the writing isn't very good anymore. I really like to read Christine Feehan books, and I've really noticed that she's really like vampire-y kind of books, so with lots of sex in them. But her books like are poorly edited and not very well written anymore, and I kind of read them out of loyalty because I really liked her at the beginning, but I don't know, she needs some help. But Jane Ann Krentz I kind of felt was going that way too, like not as bad, but still the editing was kind of different. Like they felt like they just weren't paying attention to her writing so much because people are going to read her. I mean, look, I read her. But these books, the plot was pretty good and I really liked them. It's a paranormal romance and I like it. They were good. And then I just finished reading today, Summer Reading by Jen McKinley. This was a great book. I like this a lot. This was a book about a librarian guy and a girl with dyslexia. And it was a great concept. And I learned some stuff about dyslexia. And I'm a teacher. I thought I knew everything. So, okay. That's it. I think my husband's texting me, come on, get out, come be with me. So I'm going to do that. This has been long. Maybe I'll have to edit some out. I don't know. But I will see you in a couple of weeks. I promise I'll get better at this.